It's the Battle of Bunker Hill. These redcoats are trying to go infiltrate the Americans. At first, the Americans are scared because, if we go over here, these Britishes are firing TNT, not TNT, sorry. They're firing ammunition from the ship, like cannonballs. They're firing cannonballs from the ship. Pew! 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 Then it would just hit the bunker and go. It would blow up this side of the tree and just absolutely obliterate it. The British then get closer. They're going up, they're going up. One of the captains from over here tells them, "Don't fire until they're 50 yards away." This guy says, "How would we know if they're 50 yards away?" "Well, just wait, just shoot them when you can see the white of their eyes." They said, "Okay." And then the British advanced. They advanced this way. They advanced this way and tried to go up this mountain. They tried to go up this hill, but it didn't work because the Americans went over here, went like that, and pop. Yep, and that's what happened. They shot the British down. They then tried to go from the front of the bunker. The Americans went to the front of the bunker and went pew, dink, and killed one of their men and killed their men. The British then realized that they had to advance up to get a better shot because the Americans had a better chance of killing them from further away. Obviously, because they had the high ground. So, what the British general said, this sheep over here, this is a British general. He said to advance with all their equipment and get it up this hill. They could not, it was very hard to do that because it was very heavy. So, look, they had to go through steep grasses. It was very steep. Like, super duper steep. Like, they had to go over stone walls and all of that. They had to go over stone walls. They had to go over sharp blades of grass. It was very dangerous for them. See, they had to go through all kinds of stuff. It was very grassy field. Yeah, so they had to go up through this, go up and get to the Americans, but the Americans then shot them down, and the Americans knew that if they wanted their home to be safe, they had to fight as much as they can. They had to fight for independence. But before most of that happened, before they had to carry up all their gear through the sharp grasses and this very steep wall, they lit the town over there on fire, and all of it was destroyed. They didn't blow it up, but they just lit it all on fire. Like it was all on fire. It was all blown up. Not many people survived. It was all just lit on fire. So yeah, everything was just, they just lit everything on fire. It was like, it was scary for the Americans. That's why the British couldn't climb up this wall over here, because the British, the smoke from over there got into their lungs and it made them wheeze. So they were like, here, watch. They were like this. Yep. But before all that attack, the British were shooting at the Americans from their boats. And the Americans just kept working and working and fortifying everything to make sure that they were ready. They were ready for anything. And that's what paid off. They were ready for all of it. They had to go, the British, they lost the war. Yeah, they had to go through all this grass. Look at that. Look at that. Don't tell me that's not difficult to go through with all of the smoke from over here. Just everything burning. Everything just burning. No matter what, it's just burnt. So just everything. It's just like, so that's why they couldn't walk. They couldn't walk up that hill, because everything like this is what they did. They lit everything on fire. Maybe not as this easily, but that's what they did. They lit everything on fire. So everything, they even lit up the people. They were mean. British were mean. And see, that's one of the Americans' peoples. They captured their people. They killed them. It was horrible. That day was horrible. So what did the Americans do? They started firing. It was a very fierce battle, but in the end, the Americans won. Even though their town was burnt down and everything they thought was destroyed, this is what their houses looked like after. Their women and children gone. All the women and children were gone. It was very sad. And then all the fire started to go away. It started burning out, you know? So, that's what happened. Everything just went out, and it was all good. Yeah. And then this guy was part of the Americans. That's why he's like trying to go kill the British, you know? Like, go kill them. Thank you. But yeah, they got all their barrels with ammunition, and then the British also tried to retreat. So then the general on the American side told all of his soldiers to get ammunition and go back to their posts, so they would be safe and sound and secure. Yeah, so that was the reenactment of Bunker Hill. They then had to repopulate all of their animals. These were very mean animals. Yep. So they had to repopulate all their animals. Look at all that. Look at all them animals. Thank you for watching. They didn't repopulate their animals. I just put a bunch of them in there. It's gonna release them, but that's gonna be hard to do. Thank you for watching. They had to go through all this and up, down, that way, backflip. And this was their ship that they were firing, not missiles, they were firing, metal balls like a pirate would, kinda. They were just firing at the Americans. And, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, yeah. This was really fun to build, and yeah. Thank you, and I'll see you later.